The book station will add books, but since you're now at the phrase station, the book station adds the next level beyond that. See, the book station already had phrases. Okay, they already were getting kind of used to that. Now they get the transition level, which has the words stamped out and also the letters now. Though basically at this level, they're just reading the words, they're just kind of seeing the letters, they're just kind of getting used to the fact that that will be the next level. But since you're at the phrase level anyway, there's still phrases above these letters. So it doesn't like put too much burden on the children or anything like that. It have the extra letters there too, because they can still read at the phrase level. At the stamping station has a new element added. These are called tiny writing cards. This one says a wheel. The child would stamp out a wheel on a piece of paper and then draw a wheel. Okay? They're blue writing cards and they're little tiny blue cards in here and tiny white cards. The white cards are slightly easier than the blue, or the blue are slightly harder than the white. The child just does like 1 or 2 of these a day. It's kind of to expand the range of what the child stamps, because many children at the start will be stamping out one word kind of things like sun. So when they're going to stamp out, it might occur to them to stamp a sun or a big sun or a hot sun or a hot day or whatever. So that these activities are just kind of, the children just stamp these out and draw a picture for them, but at the same time, each day they're also stamping out what they want to stamp out. None of the stamping activities is ever meant to override the fact that children are encouraged daily to listen for sounds and words and stamp them out. At the handwriting station, the children would now get classic number line templates, only they don't have numbers on them. They have letters on them. So, but for those of you that have used number line templates, it'd be the same kind of thing, where you just see that they actually have 2 sides. One side's got no lines on it, so the child just writes the letter in the space. The other side has lines on it, so the child can write letters in lines and see where they go in position, because you can practice writing A in empty space a long time and not know where the heck it goes on the line. There's a point we have to kind of zero in on how it's supposed to go, like where's the tall part and where's the short part. The worksheet station now also gets phrase worksheets. These looks kind of like a screen door. That's a stamp that appears there. When the children see that one, that stamp happens to make no sound. I don't know what we're going to use that for later on, but it's just kind of there. So if they're in a word and they're going along and that stamp appears in the middle of it, they just say, oh, when you see that stamp, there's no sound for it. Pick up your supplies or materials or whatever and rotate.
Smell.
Yeah.
This is fast ride, but I don't know what that is.
Fast ride.
Oh, this is fun.
I'm going to be a reader.
Hurdle. Hurdle. Oh. Hurdle. Oh, come on.
And she powdered Janet.
Would you like my autograph? This is my autograph. Nancy Marchand. I'm going to just start none of this is stamped.
So this is patch. So they will stamp that on their paper, and then they'll know what it means. Right, at the transition level, but also that you can also write the letters to
This one. I want to try one with the tail.
Yeah, it's not quite as easy with the tail.
Can I use some more cards so I can try it with the
Here,
tail?
that's
Oh, that's
two
a tail.
tails.
Okay.
That's the
Tails are hard.
yeah.
How do you do one with a tail?
Well, I just
guess you just
assumed that
have
we
to-
weren't supposed to use this bottom for the bottom line. Yeah, that's what you have to say.
What's the other side?
It's like the pictures.
sound out. It sounds alphabet better.
Yeah, you just kind of leave it
J,
at the bottom.
J.
Just so you know
On
what
all
you
the
mean.
others, and the tail can hang down there. That's how I did it.
What I'm going to do is teach you what we call the transition level. And this is a different level. This is backwards. Okay. That's the visual perception level. Now, at transition level, actually, usually at this level, transition means like what I guess in math there we'd call concept, connecting, symbolic. This would be the connecting level, where you're taking the fact that children can read and translating that into things that we can now read. What happens for children is, like, they've been going through this series of activities, and they've generally now managed to spread themselves out pretty well. We used to show slides to go with the reading program presentation back in the old days, and the slides were taken in 1972 and involved an old version of the program, and we're going to take some new slides at some point. But that was before we had a kit that people could actually work through, because there were so few kits at that point. They were all in classrooms, and teachers wouldn't let them go for some demonstration someplace. So we'd take a little slideshow with us. The slides were all taken on a day in February, and in that particular day, we had to stage a couple of the shots. Like, we had to stage children being read Decode-if-you-can. And we had to stage the teacher sitting there with the 2-sound flip book, you know, introducing the whole class sounds. But other than that, none of the shots were staged, because in February, this particular kindergarten class had spread themselves out over a range that included all the levels. We threw a couple of first grade shots in for the very end for the children who were, like, say, reading in a book, say, the vowels only level. But in the kindergarten classroom in February, there were children at the 2-sound level, the 3-sound level, the phrase level, and some were transitioning out. I personally don't believe children should be taught to read in kindergarten, I mean in a formal kind of sense, but I also feel if the child gets there on his or her own, it didn't hurt.